What's up, everybody? Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Medieval Engineers. Working once again on the underground castle. In the last episode we started working with the terrain. As you can see, it looks a mess. The only part that's actually coming along pretty well is the back section here. We covered up the chimney for the most part. This part we'll need to taper a bit more. But I was working on this section when we wrapped things up in the last episode, so we're just going to continue working on that. I don't think... I thought about trying the snap to grid mode, but I don't think that would do as well as this currently is. And I'm just going to kind of brush this in, I think, as I fly backwards. And I'll admit, I can't always tell if some of these are shading issues or if they're actual holes in the terrain. It's like this. I can't tell if that's just like a shadow and it's just a divot in the ground, or if that's actually like a hole. It's very difficult for me to tell. Maybe a little higher, I guess. Sure. That looks like a hole. I know, I'm so meticulous about some of this crap. I really should just move on. Okay. It's okay if it's a little uneven here and there. Ground tends to do that. Okay, so now I'm just kind of bringing this around. Actually, this is going pretty good. I just gotta make sure I don't bring it into the actual building. That wouldn't end well. It's like, hey dude, you got dirt in your house. How about this? Is this a divot? This looks like a divot or something. Sorry, I just noticed that and it was kind of caught my eye for a second there. Kind of bring that in. Alright. We have a little bit of an interesting shape going on here, where this left section is actually a bit taller than I think I wanted it to be. But I think that works. Sort of. And it's okay if it's uneven. I mean, the ground's uneven. The ground's not always level. It just needs to be whole. Like the opposite of what that was. Not that kind of hole. Alright. This window is looking like it's going to be an issue. I can't get that to fill out. Okay. So, the problem here is I've got too sharp of a downturn, at least in my opinion. So we've got to kind of cover this up a little. Which doesn't end up looking that good, because some of the voxel stuff is a little weird. That's not terrible, I guess. See, that's actually a shadowing thing, that the grass is making it look kind of weird there. think it's mostly just that grass isn't designed to grow on the bottom of something, really. So when you see, like, the bottom of this section has grass all over it, it's just kind of like, eh? But I kind of think if we're going to pull this off, that's going to have to work. I might blend this in a little bit more to make a more believable hill type of thing. I think that's the only way we're going to make this work, to be honest, is to kind of make that just look like a hill that runs into this hill and so on. Where I still want you to be able to see, though, so this can't be gigantic. Just don't break. It broke. Dang it. There we go. So you can still kind of see what's going on. I'll have to check from the interior and make sure that's okay. This part, let's just taper this out a bit more. That's all I really want to do, is just buffer this a little bit more so it's not quite as drastic of a drop. Oh, that might work. Maybe even run it into that. That could be okay. We could actually work our way backwards from this, to be honest. Let's just bring this back. And that'll kind of just take the edge off of that curve here, where it doesn't look quite so chopped off. A lot of this kind of stuff would be up to, you know, preference, really. It's just how you want the terrain around the house to look, or the castle, I mean. Okay, that is a couple of holes that we can't have. But overall, not looking too bad. Oh, whoa, that's way too squared. Nice. Hardly even notice anything's here. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's add just a hair more there. The reason being that was looking a little bit squared. And that's a voxel thing, not the hill. It was just the voxels were looking a bit like that. It just looks really blocky, which is not good. Come on, stop blocking up. I think that might be the best we're gonna get. It's not bad. It's a little, it's still a little chunky here in this area. Oh, that worked a little better. Let's just maybe buff that a little bit, just a hair. Just feather it in. There we go. I like that. That's pretty good. This window's a little cluttered with grass, but I don't really see a fix for that. It's just kind of the way this came out as far as shape and location. I didn't really want it that way, but I don't see a solution for it, so we're just gonna have to keep it. Oops, that was a little high. And I've got to keep in mind where the cursor is compared to where the actual blocks are, so that we don't end up with a bunch of grass like inside the actual build, because that won't look good either. This is just more of that feathering I was talking about, that you just find little gaps and weird terrain shapes and just kind of have to, like, this will not work. It keeps, like, breaking everything. And when I don't know if you can really make out what I'm talking about, but when I talk about breaking, it's when, like, this kind of looks smooth, like the ground's all connected, and then when you get these sections where there's just holes or seams, like this, where there's just a very vivid seam of what's going on, it's just kind of like, ew. But then when I get rid of it, then the seam goes away, but then there's a big hole, so it's like I'm just trying to fill in, but everything keeps breaking something else. So it's kind of annoying. Working with the voxel terrain is a little bit derpy. Not in the sense of it not working well, more in the sense of it getting it to look right. Like, graphically it's a little derpy, not that the design idea is flawed. Come on. Alright, there's just a little bump in the hill there. That's just going to have to stay there, I guess, because I can't get that spot to look any smoother. So I think that's kind of going to be my strategy for this, is to kind of just place stuff and connect all the terrain the way I want it, and then just kind of go back and smooth it all in. It's probably going to be the best solution that I can come up with for this. To make it look the way that I want it to. That did not come out right. Should have tapered more. This one's going to be interesting as well. I don't know how I'm going to pull this shape off. Okay. From here, let's grab this edge and bring it to, like, there. We're going to bring this around. I'm not too worried about if it gets into the furnace thing. What am I stuck on? Oh, ground. Okay, nice. How you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm not super worried about this part, only because this is up higher than what you'll probably see. The part here is going to be not getting it in the ceiling. And this can go around and connect back up here. Alright. Might have to move the sun for this part, because, you know, we can just do that. Let's just move the sun. Wahahaha. Okay. I'm actually glad I did that, because that wasn't completely right. Okay, now this is probably going to be the last section that we do that way. Now we're going to need to feather this down into the ground here. Like that. Something along those lines. Not terrible. Got a few shading issues here and there, but I think that's shading. Nope, that's a hole. There we go. That is a hole. There we go. Okay, other than that, that looks pretty good. The trick that I'm finding is to keep the mouse level where you want it, and then just kind of move back and forth with the S keys and stuff like that, so that you stay level. There is also the other option that we have here. I was trying to be a little bit more precise. But we can also change the voxel shape. So like we can make this wider and deeper. And that may alleviate some of our problems for like these flat surfaces, because we can just basically do the whole thing. Wow, I don't know why I didn't think about that before. Because for sections like this, that's a lot easier. Because you can just make flat ground. Yeah, I really don't know why I didn't think of that. Kind of derp on my end, I guess. Keep in mind, you won't have quite as precise of control over it doing it this way, as far as if you want certain sections higher or lower, whatever. But it's hard to argue when you need a lot done at one time that it works. I am going to go ahead and do this spot too. That was a little high. There we go, that's better. And maybe just bring that edge out like that. Connect this up. We are going to have to go through and make sure that none of this gets into the, like, ceiling. Why is there... Oh, heh! I literally was about to say, why is there a big hole over here and it's the window? Good call me. Oops. Crap. Is there an undo button? Kinda is, I guess. Oh, dang. That was a little too much of an undo. Oh well. Let's change our depth and our width a little bit. To do like this, and we'll bring that in like that. There we go. Evens that up all nice. Let's move the sun back around over here for a second. Not bad. Didn't actually turn out too bad. I think we can crank this back down now. Come on, go down. Wait, is that a shadow? No, that's a break. Dang it. That is one thing that I'm not altogether that thrilled with games doing voxel, but not doing block graphics like Minecraft, is it makes it a bit more difficult to get the blocks to look right. Because obviously in Minecraft you just place a block. It's either an angle block or a stair block or whatever, and it's just always snap to grid and you're done. With just straight voxels and not doing any kind of what am I looking for? Words. I'm trying to taper and stuff at the same time. Okay, this, let's just add a little bit here to kind of feather this in a bit more. Actually, that worked out really well. I'm very happy with that. I don't even need to do too much more touch-up on that section. This spot could use a little bit. Right there. Maybe right there. Yeah, looks good. Let's bump that down a bit. There we go, that's better. Perfect. Alrighty. So now you just need to feather that in a little bit more. We're gonna have a bigger chunk to do over there as well. Let me know. Well, I was gonna say let me know if you wanted me to do more of this off camera or keep doing it on camera, but I'm thinking we probably only have like another episode left on this anyway. So it doesn't really matter because I would have to do one anyways, just kind of a finish up walkthrough, I guess, kind of thing. Come on, hill, round out. Thank you. Yeah, this hill is like really broke. I guess part of that is because I did certain sections and didn't feather anything yet, so that could be why. There we go, like that. Liking it, liking it. I just kind of wanted to make everything look a bit more organic. And not quite so choppy. Some areas you can get away with it, it's just like, eh. It's just gonna be like that. But some things, they're just too unnatural that they just don't look like anything you would see in the real world, so you're kind of like, I need to kind of fix that a little bit. Okay, windows there, that's done. Let's feather that in slightly. Not really sure what happened here, but I have quite a few breaks in the ground. The window can still see stuff. That's good. Alrighty. So this hill, I think, is mostly done. I just need to fill in some of these gaps real quick. And I think we're close to ready to finishing off this hill. And then we'll work on... Come on. Go. Thank you. Oh wait, no, I don't want that there. That last one looked better. Really? Really? I either get this weird nodule sticking out or I don't. I hate this sometimes, I really do. Seriously? I cannot get this one spot to show up without some weird stump. Stop it. Go away. Oh my gosh, I don't know what is going on with this coordinate right here. Okay. It's good enough for me. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna stop messing with it before it breaks again. And... let's add one more section right there. Fill that in a little bit. Alright. So I think this section is probably ready to sign off on. Let's round this out a little bit. we go. That looks better. Okay, so we've basically got this whole left side done. Almost. We need to fill in this section, which we'll probably do with a wide brush, like we did this top part. So, next episode, my priorities are going to be flatten this out, and then do another flatten brush over the top of this section, and across here, to kind of just level everything out with a bigger brush, and probably this area as well. We'll do the flat top there, fill that all in, and then just kind of drag a wide brush down. And the same thing over here. So we'll do all that relatively quickly with a wider brush, and then we'll go through and taper a few things individually with a 1x1. But I'm liking this so far. It's looking pretty good. It's coming out kind of natural the way that I wanted it to just look hidden inside a wall. Or inside a hill. So I'm going to wrap things up here for this episode. In the meantime, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace!